I'm going to be breaking down my exact model into how I'm trading every single day, every single week. And the beautiful thing about this, it's completely repeatable. I'm going to go through all 4 steps of what you're looking for and how you need to be identifying your trades and how you're identifying your strategy and understanding the characteristics it needs to possess. Again, some of the stuff I'm going to talk about, you can add to your strategy. Again, I'm not here to say you need to follow everything that I'm doing, but I think the logic behind what I'm doing will make things a lot simpler for you. Now, also in this video and a lot of my teachings, I go over 2 basic things where I'm doing more of options trading and I'm doing more of scalping on futures. I'll go into the importance of both of those in some of these videos as well, but I did want to show some of the bank statements and some of the payouts just from my prop firm trading. Nothing to do with options on this year. So this only goes back as well. I think I had to go find some of them. But again, you can see over 30 to 45K coming in just off of what's happening here from prop firms. So I'm showing you, and I've done everything from this strategy, from this model throughout the course of the year. And we also had some monster trades on options and stocks. Don't get me started on those with the Trump dip. But I just want to show you guys, if you're looking just to scalp, get in and out, this is really obtainable, okay? And I'm going to show you everything along the way. Now, before we go crazy and before we start diving headfirst into this, I want to let you know everything that I do basically revolves in a circle, meaning that when we get to step 1, we go to step 2. When we go to step 2, you go to step 3. But if you mess up at step 3, you don't go back to step 1, you go back to step 2 because everything builds on top of each other. And I think for myself, that is the best metric or the best way to look at things because I'm an imperfect person. I'm not going to have a perfect setup, a perfect trade every single day. I might miss something. I might slip up. I'm going to have error, right? And so I try to account for that with everything that I'm doing. So if I do have that error, I can number 1, spot it, and then number 2, fix the issue and identify the problem as quickly as possible. So really quick, we're going to go through all 4 of these steps that we need to be looking at. Now, number 1 is going to be, is your strategy repeatable? And that's what I said in the beginning is that everything that I do has got to be repeatable. So if you are following me on Twitter, following me on YouTube on my main channel and what I'm going through every day there, then you're going to see I'm saying a lot of the same things over and over as far as the strategy of what I'm looking for in the value proposition and opportunity that I'm finding in the market. It should be repeatable because if something's not repeatable, then it's not really a strategy and there's no real system to prove that it works. Because if something works, you should be able to do it again, and again, right? Your next step is going to be clarity. So I see a lot of people saying, well, I'm not sure if I should enter. I'm not sure if I should trade. I don't know how I feel about this. If you don't have clarity, then most likely what you're going to do is not going to be repeatable. You see how that builds on top of each other? And that is where this is all going to really start tying from. We're going to go into the other 2 here in a second. So when we're talking about repeatable, the first thing that I do every single day, and I recommend that you do this, is I start with my rundown inside of Discord. Now, again, you don't need to be in a Discord. You don't need to pay for anyone's content. I'm going to tell you that right now. I recommend that you learn as much free information as possible, and then maybe you find someone that you trust or you're interested in and seeing how they trade and what they trade. Because you also need to understand how I trade might be different than you as far as your time frame. So you might want to get in and out in 5 minutes. Then I think futures are your best bet. Like understanding what's happening there. You don't have to get stuck with options. Look at IV, look at any of the deltas, things like that. You want to just be direct. Buy here, sell here, make my money, done for the day. But you might want to have bigger trades with the bigger opportunities, right? So options could be the better play, swing trading. So understanding that. But that all starts right here. And I love using Discord as an example because I just have the evidence of what I'm literally doing every single day. And I think things are easier said than done, right? There's no evidence of things happening. So just giving you an example of what I do. Every morning, 8 to 8:30 before market opens, doesn't really matter. I immediately mark out my levels and kind of my roadmap for the day mentally for futures and what's happening with the NASDAQ and what's happening with ES. So before I ever take a trade, this is what I do. Now, when I'm trying to trade in the market, I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen. I'm trying to react to what's happening in that moment. So as I go through here, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing very long. INQ got a push from PCE, but we're coming back down to support 24.65, right? That's where we want to see buyers hold. Over this level, I'm looking for 24.800. Over 24.65 and VWAP looking for the buyer step in 24.815, 24.890, then possibly 25K. Under 24.65. If we lose VWAP, we're looking for lows from yesterday back down to 2400. This goes on and on, all of our levels, etc. And so you're able to mark these down, track these as well. And so you understand what to look for, why you're looking for it. So if you start to break down, you're not like, okay, well, I'm not really sure why this is happening. Oh, I already marked it down on my list and through my rundown. Now, if things don't follow what you're looking for in your trade plan, then obviously you have no clarity and you need to go back to step one of understanding what you were looking at, why you were looking at it, and where did you kind of go wrong. And you can see when you can identify problems quickly and efficiently, it makes your job 10 times easier. Now, from there, we move on to what's happening here with it being clear. So I'm going to use another example of UNH. This is one of the big trades that we had over the past month, and I think it just is a really great example. So when we're talking about this, we're looking at UNH of why we're buying it. So when I'm typically looking at options or looking at stocks or anything along those lines, I like buying things where I know that you're going to get an aggressive move. So we started buying this with the expectation of moving above basically 324. We had a lot of time on contracts. You broke out, and we knew when we got above illiquidity, it was clear that you were going to get an aggressive, strong move. You broke out, and as you see here, you can zoom in and see you went from 324 all the way into 360 in a matter of, I think, 2 days, 48 hours. And then probably 12 hours of actual trading. So bam, a monster move. But that all was set up because of number one, clarity, trade plan of understanding where futures were, and then going into the stocks as well of knowing, do we have the strength? Are we going to get the breakout right now? That's what's happening there. So again, these things are all going to be, number one, repeatable, but also very, very clear. I can give you another example of this for a day trade that we just had as well. So one of the stocks we were trading was Oracle, and which is really funny. So if you were outside just looking in about Oracle, you would be like, well, this stock isn't bearish at all. This stock is very, very strong because they just announced a deal with the purchase of TikTok. It's very good for them. Well, if I look at this right now, just zooming out, this is the 5-minute chart, excuse me, but you can see that you have this massive gap from basically 240 all the way into 290. But on top of that, this was your previous all-time high here, as well as you zoom out, you can see at 258. So I know, again, when you move up very fast, you can move down just as fast, and there is no buyers in this area. So you really have no support. Your big support's down here at 260 and then possibly in the gap fill. So you go back down to the 5-minute is when you start to break below those lows. Well, guess what? You're back into an area of illiquidity. You sit under, and then boom, you get about a $10 drop. Again, what and why we were looking for it. And this is just going into the fact of what we're doing and how we're doing it is 110% repeatable over and over and over and over. Like giving you an example, I'm trying to pull it up real quick here in Discord as well for you guys. So that was UNH going into yesterday. Risky traded, but I'm loving it. Oracle puts, strike 280, October 3rd, price $4. It went over $5 yesterday as well. So again, just started dropping. You had more room, but again, just giving you that visual as well. Now, the other part here is understanding when to sell trades, when to get in, when to get out, when is enough. You also have to understand and go back to that foundation of what I said. Are things clear, right? So when I'm looking at the market, I may be net bullish on the entire market, but I want to go short on a specific stock because I see an opportunity. Well, I'm not going, if I'm inherently bullish on the market, I'm probably not going to hold shorts overnight because I still feel net bullish about everything. You know what I mean? So that also goes in the viewpoint of understanding that clarity, knowing when is enough, and just taking your wins for what they are. So that's another very big step in there as well. Now, as we move on a little bit further, you go to reward opportunity and adaptability. And this is probably some of the biggest stuff. And this is some of the biggest reasons I see traders lose. The biggest reason possible, biggest reason out there. Now, number one with adaptability, I'll skip reward opportunity, go to adaptability first. How often are you on social media? And again, I don't use this to run people down. I use this just for like hindsight because I think you can learn a lot from other people. And I think that if you can use other people's mistakes to learn from it, it can save you a lot of pain. Usually, for me, it has, right? So looking at adaptability, understand what's happening here. How many times you're on social media and you see people that only really take longs? They only really take, or they're only short, which if they're short traders, they're usually like really nitpicky. But on social media, I want to let you understand something. It's a lot easier to stay long-term bullish and just be bullish on everything because for a majority of the time, you will be right. But when you're wrong, right? But when you have a strategy, it needs to be able to go both ways. So trade direction. Are you trading both up and the downside, short and long? So your strategy should work both sides of the way, especially if you're doing a lot of short-term trading. You should not be someone that's only making money on the upside because when you are going to have dips that could blow you up. And now, if you're the type of person that only wants to focus on upside and when things go, to the downside, you just turn off your trading, then that's fine. But it's understanding that and knowing adaptability, and then also that clarity. Because some people just focus on going long nonstop and they never have that clarity of, okay, this is slowing down, the music stopping. Very important to understand that as well. And I do want to say right now, guys, if you are trading futures or looking to get into trading futures, Tradeify has been crazy. I'm not gonna lie. They just came out with Project X, and you guys know I love Project X. I'm gonna have a video coming out very soon on this. But again, I use the straight to funded accounts. You can also do the cheaper accounts, the growth accounts, the 50K. I would recommend that if you want a cheaper tier. It's $100, but there's no activation fee, so it's cheaper than Tops. It's pretty much one of the cheapest out there, and you're getting Project X, which it's the cheapest Project X I think out there. It's crazy. 1 day to pass, love it. So, anyways, the link is down below. If you're interested, use code Hefe for the discount code as well. But just letting you know, I also want to highlight if you are just tuning into the channel and you're brand new. So I'm doing a series right now, and I'm gonna make a separate catalog for this on there, so it should be going into playlists pretty soon. But I'm gonna be doing a basically full course into how I'm trading. I just don't want to do one long 2-hour video. So last week I went into indicators. This week I'm going more into the model, how I'm trading, the psychology behind it. So that last video is right there. It's my most previous video. So going back into this, reward opportunity, adaptability. Now we went into how you trade both sides of the trade. Now again, if you're more of just trading options, swings, you don't have to necessarily trade the downside that much, right? You might miss on some opportunities, but just let you know. Okay, so reward opportunity. This is one of the biggest things I see. One of the biggest things that I see. And so this is just like a perfect picture of ranging back and forth. And something that, even people that like trade with me in Discord or on Twitter or YouTube, when I say this, they get upset. But you don't have to trade every day. You don't. And when you move like this in a range, typically I don't trade, which some scalpers love it. They love trading the top, back to the bottom, back and forth, back and forth. Some people love it. It's their favorite thing to do. It's their favorite trades. They can get in, get out. They want to be done. But for me, I'm not necessarily a big fan because you're not really going to get your big moves from the range. And I am in a total mindset of risk to reward opportunity, meaning I'm okay risking $100 if I'm potentially going to make maximum $400. Now, I might not 4x that position, whatever it may be, but I could only make $200. But the reward opportunity is still there. And when you're in ranges, your reward opportunity is just never that high because you're inside of a range, right? And there's so much liquidity in that range that's keeping you tied, and that's why you see so many rejections back and forth. Now, what you like to see is something like this. This is the NASDAQ. This is a trade that we mentioned in Discord. Again, literally, I believe this was on, I think it was yesterday. Maybe it was the 24th. I don't know what day this was, okay? I think it was maybe the 24th. But you're sitting in this range at all-time highs. You basically sat here from 1 o'clock the previous day till noon the next day, right? And then you break down, you retest that zone, and then you shoot back down, almost 300 points to the downside. That's where I like to trade. So instead of trading a 50-point up and back range, like for me, that just doesn't make any sense. You're getting that one trade opportunity, the breakdown, the retest, and then a just nuke to the downside. That's where the reward opportunity really lies for me. So even if here, I start going short at like 24,970 here, my stops maybe are like 25K. 30 points to the upside when I know the downside, even just from here to my next key level, is almost 70 to 100 points. And then from there, it's even further down, like another 50 to 100 points. So again, the reward opportunity lines up. And something you have to realize is when you're putting yourself in better positions to make more money, you can be wrong more often. That's another metric we don't think about enough. Meaning if my average win is $200, right, and my average loss is $75, I can really afford to lose 2 trades every time I win 1 trade. Now, if my average win is $100 and my average loss is $100, I have to have a winning ratio or a high win percentage every single time. It has to be above 50% or I'm going to lose. Now, again, ideally you should be above 50% on your trades, 100%, but it's important to have that mentality behind in the back of your head as well, especially when focused on options trading, okay? Futures, you can get and play with your R ratio, your risk to reward. But when it comes to trading options and getting heavier in the market and making big bets, which that's where you make a lot. That's where I make most of my money. I'll be totally honest. That's where I make my big, like UNH, Nvidia this year, biggest trades of the year, right? Those were 2 trades that made up a large sum of my income. Okay. but it's important to understand you're putting yourself in great positions. That is the very important thing. And again, this all just lines right back up together, right? So again, we go repeatable, clarity, reward opportunity, adaptability. Now, here, adaptability. We'll start from the ending, go back to the beginning. So going here, not only have I been super bullish in the market because we're at all-time highs, but I also understand losing that top range, we're going to move back down. So I'm trading both sides of it. I can trade the upside and the downside specifically on scalps. From there, I understand what's happening with my range. I know that, okay, I don't want to focus on trading the range. I want to trade the break out of the range to the downside, either to the up or to the downside. From there, from our range bound, we're focused on stocks as well, breaking and following that overall direction. That was to the downside. This one's to the upside. You break into that illiquid area. Again, breaking out of a range to the upside goes both ways. Go look at how much these options contracts moved up, by the way. January 16th, UNH 2026, 350 strikes. It was insane. But again, following that metric, following that roadmap, following that path. And then from there, you move back into, is it repeatable? How do I do this the next day? How do I do it tomorrow? Well, what was the baseline for me getting this? Well, I go back in to my futures rundown of understanding how the market is positioning itself and how the market is moving. So again, I know exactly what I'm looking for, why I was looking for it, and I'm not surprised when things break up or break down, right? Very important to understand that metric of what you're looking for and why you're looking for it. And again, these things should all be completely repeatable, building blocks on each other. If you're wrong, you move back to point A. If you're right, you move to point C. Exactly how it works. If you have any questions, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Have a good one, traders. See you next week.